I'm a natural liar, though. I was a lawyer for a long time.
I know. What happens to people when they're under interrogation is that if they're guilty, there'll be certain shifts in emotion as they go through the interview. But this is just a very basic, simple game, if you like, just to demonstrate to you that we can pick up certain tells if we want to look for. And what we need to do with this is we need to get a baseline for truth and for lies with you. But if you take hold of that in your right hand for me, and then all we need to do for you is say, I'm holding the chip in my right hand.
I'm holding the chip in my right hand.
Okay. So as I look at you, although there's no kind of big consequence to being discovered, I'm just looking at in terms of like your blink rate, where blood goes. It's quite warm where we are, so obviously I have to compensate for that. But I'm looking at breathing. So 3 or 4 sort of channels that I'm already looking for. So if you say again for me.
I'm holding the chip in my right hand.
Okay. So if you swap hands for me. And then say I'm holding the chip in my left hand.
I'm holding the chip in my left hand.
Okay. So now we've calibrated for truth. We're going to do the same for deception. So if you now say to me, I'm holding a red chip in my hand.
I'm holding a red chip in my hand.
Okay. So straight away you blink twice, so blink rate increases. That's one of the first things that happen. So the real way to hold a chip is so we've got that's kind of a visual representation, because you could change your mind and we wouldn't know. So all I want you to do for me now is put your hands behind your back. I want you to just choose one hand or the other, only you will know. And then basically if you lean in for me, reach out with your hands like that when you're ready, forward. Okay. So is it here?
Yes.
Is it here?
Yes.
Is it here?
Yes.
Is it here?
Yes.
Okay, so you can lie to me or you can tell me the truth in terms of which hand you've got the chip in. Lies or truth, you tell me.
I've got it in my left hand.
Say again?
I have it in my left hand.
Okay, I think it's actually in that one, isn't it? I think you've kept it in that hand.
You're right.
Okay, so let's go again. You had a slight what we call micro expression on your nose. So even though there's no real consequence to this, it's micro expression, which is a fleeting flash of emotion that lasts only a fifth of a second.
Wow.
Now, people in interview, if they're innocent and they say, I'm really happy to talk to you about what's going on, the most faked emotion is a smile. Okay, so we fake a smile when we're embarrassed, when we're anxious, or maybe we're not feeling great, and we just say, yeah, I feel great, Rob, thanks for asking, but I'm good, even though we don't. But then if I'm guilty and I say, yes, I'm really happy to talk to you, if I suddenly flash a micro expression of fear, which is, but it's a fifth of a second, why is that person suddenly shifted from happiness to fear of an internal emotion? So that's kind of how this works. So we'll go again. So is it here?
No.
Is it here?
Yes.
Is it here?
No.
Is it here?
Yes.
So again, same process, you can lie or tell the truth. What are you going to say? Which hand is it in?
It's in my right hand.
You've been truthful, it isn't that one. You've kept the thing on. Okay. So for you, your TAD is double blink rate, and you've got a slight flick on the side of your nose when you're truthful. So in terms of how we apply that in a real life setting, is that when we're interviewing somebody, we're looking for baseline of the suspect. So when we're actually filling in paperwork, that's part of a process where we're establishing a baseline. So, when the person's semi-relaxed, what is the blink rate? Where do they look with their eyes? So where people look with their eyes is sort of significant as well, how they process information. So I'm looking eventually for about 7 or 8 different tells. So if someone's comfortably, they're fairly animated and they're talking at a certain pitch rate and a volume, if they become stressed, their brain enters a situation called detection apprehension. And what tends to happen is they will overcompensate eye contact, because the myth is that liars can't look you in the eye. So liars will tend to overcompensate eye contact in an attempt to really oversell that lie to you. And they'll tend to make grandiose statements like, I swear to God, I swear on my children, I never did that. So there's lots of verbal things that come in as well. But essentially, just in terms of what we did today, no matter who somebody is or how trained they are, we can, bring out those tells and gestures.